making pancakes, making pancakes. Eggs and bacon, I'll put it in a pancake. Making pancakes, that's what it's gonna make. Making pancakes. Making pancakes, ich mache Bacon Pancakes. Nehme ein bisschen Bacon und mache es in den Pancake. Making pancakes, ganz genauso macht man die Bacon Pancake. Hey, come to pancake, it's a good pancake, it's a bacon, hey, come to pancake, it's a bacon pancake. Блин, с беконом, я пеку с беконом. Блин, с беконом, обязательно с беконом. Блин, с беконом, вот так я делаю. Блин, с беконом.
It's 11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the walls. The chair is against the walls. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song. It's 11:59.
Yeah, welcome everybody to our Daily Gun Show. Come live every weeknight at midnight Eastern and talk about guns for an hour. So, how do I get this thing to quit? There we go. Quit being on auto repeat like that. I don't like that. All right, so now we can get to it. There's nobody showing up tonight. Got a big 1984 movie battle. So let's see if anybody shows up for that. So far, it's just me and somebody. Is that Patriot or is that Ozzy? Oh, it's Erstwhile. So it's just me and Erstwhile tonight. We'll just fight it out, I guess. I'm trying to figure out the easiest way to get over to the results of that thing. Eventually, I'll get there. I don't know how this audio is doing. I got a lot of fans going, but I ain't turning off fans tonight. All right, we got 40 responses, so I guess we can screen share. I don't know if anybody's going to show up tonight. Maybe this is done. This is an interesting category or something. Oh, that works. So we'll zoom it in like this. And that should work for bringing it up here. So it looks like Red Bond's winning. And then Terminator. Good. Then Terminator. And then Indiana Jones. That's interesting. And then Ghostbusters. I wouldn't have thought Ghostbusters got that many. Beverly Hills Cop got a lot. Dune got a lot more than I thought. Last Starfighter. Only 3 for Buckaroo Banzai, which didn't show up for some reason. And comes up twice for some reason. 400. Oh, maybe it should have got 6 then. I changed the name of it halfway through, I guess. So I don't know. Is my audio working? I'm in here, right? But I can't see a little thing moving. So I can't tell if my audio's even working. All right, well, so I guess I didn't throw a link out there. Okay, thanks. Now there's a link out there. So now there's 41 responses. So I'm going for Terminator. Looks like another one for Red Dawn. I don't know if I can I send the link out to this? I probably can. I think this is it. This, shorten. There you go. I think I just put them in the order that we found them or that we named them off. I don't think anybody put in an other. Plus, I think I removed other from the options. Oh, I see. This is some of the responses. So look at this right off the bat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not paying attention to the rules. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. This looks like one of mine. That's probably what I would have picked. I don't know what that is. It's gonna be Big Purple Rain, almost mine. Karate Kid, Police Academy, Red Dawn, Terminator, Conan, Ghostbusters, Indiana Jones, Karate Kid. Beverly Hills Cop. Looks like a lot of them have the top ones, right? Red Dawn and Terminator. So it's kind of neat. You can look at the answers or the responses, I guess, without putting out their info, which is pretty cool. Because the next tab, I know, pretty sure. Let me go look. If I looked at individual over here, is that a bug? I think I felt the bug on my leg. I'm gonna have to go put on pants here in a minute. There's way too many bugs today. But I'm pretty sure if I click on individual over here. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. I guess this, you would just go through each one and see them. I guess it's just different. So I thought that last time I looked at this that it showed me the name of the person. Well, you know what it might be? When you make this thing, somewhere in here you can tell it to gather email addresses or something. So I could probably go up here to more settings and collect email addresses. And if I collected email addresses, I bet you then that was where it would show me email addresses over here. So we don't have to worry about it too bad. So yeah, we can see the individual responses, which is kind of neat. We can see the groups that they sent in, or the summary of what they picked, I guess. But mainly we got this over here. So yeah, Red Dawn seems to be kicking its butt with Terminator coming in a close second. Indiana Jones and Ghostbusters. That would be an interesting head-to-head. "16 Candles" and Karate Kid. No brainer. I don't really like Karate Kid. I don't like 16 Candles either, but I don't like Karate Kid, so I'd probably go 16 Candles. Is there anything else? Oh, wait. It would be a 16 Candles, Karate Kid, Gremlins, Dune. In that case, Dune would win. I don't like those other movies as much as Dune. All right, well, that's the most boring results extravaganza ever. It's supposed to be a big deal, but nobody's shining in tonight. So it's just me looking at a bunch of purple lines, really. I wonder if I can change them for purple. It seems like the kind of thing Google would let me do, right? Presentation. No. No. Oh, it's probably over here. Oh, duh. Boom. Decent color. And now what do you know? Everything's a decent color instead of a stupid purple color. So there you go. Yep, now I'm itching my leg again. It's super boring. Well, I kind of figured tonight would be an interesting show, but nobody's joining in tonight. I guess I don't really have anything else to talk about. Do I have other things to talk about? At some point, Kamala is going to call in. We're going to talk about calibers. That'll be fun. Everything I did in the last 24 since the last show has been offline, I think. So I got nothing to talk about that's current online. So anybody being part of the conversation, this is super awkward and boring and lame. So somebody even chatting over here. Is this thing broken? Am I on? Today is the First day of the Watts riots. Remington died today. Remington made some cool shit. Well, his company made some cool shit. Yeah, I did this card and then figured out that almost everything on this card, he died in 61, so this thing was barely made. He might have had something to do with that ring gun. 62, he didn't have nothing to do with that gun. He might have invented it, but he never seen it made. He didn't have anything to do with that gun. He didn't have anything to do with that gun. Didn't have anything to do with that gun. I doubt he had anything to do with that gun. This gun is 5 years after he's dead, and I think he only had anything to do with this gun. Cane. So, versus other rifles. So I had to redo the card. But I like this card looks better. So while it has nothing to do with the dude, his company was responsible for all this shit. And I think it's his sons, really. So anyway, that was the day that Remington died, and that was back in 1861. So he was busy dying right as multi-shot firearms were being invented. This guy walked around, picked up nails in his yard, though, turned them into a gun, almost won a contest using his gun that he made in his backyard, and then got a bunch of orders for new guns, and from that point on, he was the first, not the first, but one of the oldest gun manufacturer, the oldest of the existing gun manufacturers, for sure. And then he dies right before the multi-shot guns become a thing. Anyway, tomorrow we got Annie Oakley being born. She's pretty awesome. She's one of my favorites. So if you got a little girl, you should make her do a report on anything. Or if you got a little boy, you should make him do a report on Annie Oakley. Lots of information out there. She's so cool in so many different ways that never enough to talk about her. Right on. We can just go offline. Nobody's talking in here. 1 ounce. Nice. Yeah, I'd rather talk about that than sitting here wasting time impressing, I don't know, I'm guessing Grandpa's out there. Ozzy's probably out there. DJ is out there. First one. Oh, you're first one. And then that's it. Maybe Ozzy. I don't think Patriot's still here. He usually goes to sleep. So, yeah, nobody's saying nothing. It's supposed to be a conversation. We just go offline and talk about stuff. I got the yard cleaned up yesterday, so I'm sore as shit. And I got to figure out what to do with a bunch of wood, branches off of that tree. I wish it was an apple tree. I would go to all the trouble of planting a tree. It's going to take up space and suck water, and you have to trim it and all that kind of crap, and not making an apple tree. It seems stupid. So I went out there and I got a whole bunch of these. It grows like an apple tree. Like the center branches, I guess, they go straight up. So I got all these like poles. Got a broken broomstick too. I'm thinking about making one of them into a broomstick. Oh, okay. Well, I was a teenager in the last half of the 80s. Saw most of these titles in the theater. If Blade Runner had been 2 years later, what do you think it'd be? Blade Runner was 82? I don't know. I mean, I like Blade Runner, but I don't think many people like Blade Runner. So I don't think it would. I mean, it would be like Dune. It would have been an interesting movie for some people, and then other people would have hated it. I don't think it would have done as good as Ghostbusters. It would have done better than Amadeus. Gremlins? I mean, they're different movies, but I'll bet you it would be something like 6 on this scale. That's what I'm guessing. No, it's not a shade tree, though. It's just, it's maybe, if you reached your hands up in the air, that's how tall it is. So it's not even a big tree, but it's probably a bush. I keep calling it a tree because it's not, a plant on the ground and it takes up space. But I think it's just a bush. But wherever the stalk is or the trunk of the tree would be, it's just a bunch of, what do you call that? Like upside down octopus? What do you call it when there's a, I don't know, I should probably know the name. Whenever there's a bunch of stalks instead of one stalk. So it's like that. So what happened is, I don't pay attention to the backyard very much at all. So at some point I probably trimmed it. I really don't even remember. And anyhow, because it's been just neglected, at the bottom, right at the ground, like all these branches went horizontal, I guess, right? Parallel to the ground till they could find light and then came up. So it was just a pain in the butt cleaning up the garbage literally from the ground. There was just, it's like fight your way in or cut your way in and then cut off these stupid things. None of them were bigger than your thumb. It wasn't really work. It was just had to be done. Anyway, I did that today, and I guess a couple of them are about as big around as a broomstick, like not a shovel handle or whatever you call it. Yeah, I guess it's a shovel handle, but smaller than that, maybe the size of a broomstick, little handle. But I think I can make a broomstick out of it. 23 for 84. So yeah, I don't know what the hell you'd have been watching. You probably didn't even care about Red Dawn when you're 23, maybe. Terminator? I don't know. Plus 23 and 84? I don't know. Maybe Indiana Jones. That would have a lot of appeal. And Ghostbusters, I think, had a lot of appeal. I can remember going to Ghostbusters and sitting in the theater for some reason. Where I was at in 84 at least, when you went to movies, everybody just sat there being quiet. Because if you go to different parts of the country, that's not the case. And Ghostbusters, I think that was one of the first movies, or at least one of the first ones I recall, where people made noise in the movie theater when it was playing the song and stuff. And I'm trying to remember, we didn't get much preview back then. We didn't know what was coming. It wasn't like there was, I guess there must have been trailers. But I don't remember if the trailers had the song, and that song was pretty popular, if I remember correctly. That song was catchy and it caught on and it was everywhere. Like, I got sick of people saying who you're going to call, right? Everybody's saying that all the damn time. Well, that's a bad spot for birthdays. Whenever you have a situation like that, what you want to do is negotiate a June, what do they call it, like a July or whatever celebration. My grandma's birthday was on Christmas Eve. I think that's a ripoff. I wouldn't stand for it, I'll tell you that. Damn, I'm going to have my birthday 5 seconds after Christmas. Screw that. Plus, you get screwed out of everything that way. Not just presents. You get screwed out of parties or anybody giving a shit. Nobody's going to make any, it's like always going to be some sort of like, oh yeah, and it's your birthday. All this effort, and oh yeah, your birthday. Screw that. I would feel unloved. You'd have such a good position to guilt your parents into some sort of a massive July celebration. Plus, it's in the middle of summer, so yeah. I'll definitely go backwards in time and redo that. You're lucky we're here for you. You're welcome. Would it be good to have a birthday on Halloween? I don't know if that would be good or not. You'd get stuff for Halloween, but then you might get Halloween stuff all the damn time. That would suck, wouldn't it? All your birthday stuff is stupid Halloween crap. And you'd probably grow to hate Halloween because it competes with your birthday. Yet you'd always get Halloween stuff. So that would be horrible. And then you'd probably hate your birthday and Halloween. Oh, that'd be horrible. Your birthday and Valentine's Day? I don't think that would be pretty. Purple Rain being a big hit. Yeah, you're older than us, so I could see that. I remember going to Purple Rain and being interested. Did I go to Purple Rain? I don't know if I ever seen Purple Rain in the movie theater. I think I might have only seen Purple Rain on like HBO or something. So, because that was way older than me. That was like not quite well, it was not a romantic movie, but it was definitely like dating and stuff. And I was not that old yet in '84, I don't think. I think we were like junior high or something. We were barely interested in that kind of shit and barely listening to music even. So I don't know if I even knew who Prince was that much. I don't remember enough about Prince to remember if Purple Rain was restarted, or was he doing stuff on MTV? Why do you let me highlight things? That's weird. I don't know why I should be able to highlight things. I guess that's for this kind of thing. If we're going to be talking about it, well, you don't even have to highlight it. You can just click it. I wonder if I can click this. Oh, yeah, look at how illustrative that is. This is the one I'm talking about. Can I click these? I can click these though. Didn't like this movie very much. Nightmare on Elm Street. Thought that was stupid. Like, just drink coffee. I definitely knew about caffeine pills back then. We thought that was the bee's knees. Whenever we'd have a sleepover or something, we'd grab a bunch of caffeine pills, stay up all night. I thought that was awesome. Police Academy, pretty funny. I might have seen this more than once in the movie theater, actually. Because back in the day, you could go in and watch movies more than once. She's supposed to come by tonight, but I don't know. She's got a lot of things going on right now. So I seen on the Instagram that how am I going to find it? We're going to go over to the main Instagram. Oh, yeah, look at that. I think it's her. No, it wasn't her. It's Rebecca. So I think it was Rebecca Schmo posted a thing about the NRA meeting. That horse got a bunch of lead. I don't know. He goes in here and he says, make a screen and go to a berm. I don't know though. I think a lot of berms would get kind of mad if you started digging into the berm. Berms just don't happen. A bunch of people don't just come out there and throw dirt into a pile for free. Usually, it costs money. So I don't think many would want you to just dig into their berms to reclaim lead. Plus, often the ranges will consider that an income source, so they'll redo their berms and they'll pay for that by pulling the lead out. So even though you're only pulling out probably some amount of money of lead, I don't know if that's necessarily the best thing. Now, if he's talking about out in the middle of nowhere, some side of some hill where people just dirt shoot, I don't know if that's the same situation. That's probably a little different. Prince was up and coming. The movie made him a star. Oh, okay. And I mean, that was right at the beginning of MTV, if I remember right. So he knew MTV. He worked, what's the word? Like, he understood MTV in a whole different way than a lot of people. So MTV helped him a lot too. I mean, those movies didn't hurt nothing. These movies were pretty decent. Considering, I'm trying to think, did anybody else even have a music like movie? Dolly Parton did. A couple of Western people, I guess. Coal Miner's Daughter. It's kind of or no, that wasn't really a musical. But she just was a musician. Must have been some kind of rock and roll one besides, I don't know if you call Prince rock and roll, I guess it is. Anyhow, I seen that the NRA annual meeting is in Tucson. So let's go try to find out more about this. How come I can't just write anything? All right, same day as the grassroots rally for 2A in DC. Sounds like we could all do better just to go to DC ourselves in October. The NRA hasn't been doing what the members want for years in DC anyway. If you want something to do right, do it yourself. All right, well, I don't agree with her at all. I agree with her often, but I don't agree with her on this one. The NRA annual meeting is the only time you're going to have an opportunity to do anything. So I'd say make the rally in Tucson. What the fuck? What's the point of having the rally in DC? Just to spite, just because of some fake tradition. It's only been 2 years and they lied and told us it was only going to be a one-time thing anyway. So they're already faking it and lying and saying they're going to do it a second time anyway. So you might as well do it in Tucson. You don't have to go anywhere, and you can do it in front of the freaking thing. And you can quit bitching and saying that the NRA doesn't do nothing when it's a membership organization. So that means the NRA members haven't done anything, is all you're actually saying there. And if your suggestion is, since the NRA members haven't done anything, why don't we, the NRA members, not do anything again? Makes no sense to me. Yeah, I'm a life member. I guess. I don't really know. I'm supposed to be a life member. I was paying it off, $25 a month. I'm almost positive I'm not paying $25 a month anymore. And it's not like I stopped. It's like they screwed up and just, some kind of glitch, and I never corrected it. So I don't know at what point I'm a life member, but I was a life member enough to be like on whatever lists or whatever, but I don't. Well, yeah, but that was back in the 50s and stuff, when that was more of a thing, right? When movies were still being built, musicals were way bigger of a thing. But then at some point, maybe in the 60s, I don't know when, the musicals just died, right? And you'd see only a couple of occasional musicals. But I think in the beginning, there's a ton of musicals when the movies were just starting up, or when, I guess, sitting around singing was more of a thing. Before there was recording and radio and stereo and radios in your cars that was worth a damn, I'm guessing people sat around singing, right? You'd have a guitar or you'd have a harmonica or something, squeeze box, and then you'd start singing, and people knew songs and they sang. So I bet you going to a musical was a lot different than we're just used to sitting around listening to music all the damn time, and our music is all like stuff you can't just sing anymore. So watching a bunch of old people sitting around singing in a movie ain't the same as, when everybody used to sit around singing. I'm guessing. That's my guess. But yeah, when you see like Elvis movies and stuff, like beach movies back then, I guess I don't watch a lot of music movies, but except for musicals where they just break out singing for no fucking reason. But like movies that had music in them, that was usually like somebody grab a guitar and everybody'd start singing, or somebody grab a guitar and sing their song and everybody'd listen because they got nothing else to do. There was no radio. But plus in like World War II or whatever, I'm sure there wasn't radio stations to listen to, even if there were radios. So I bet you there's a lot more just everybody singing to be entertained. Let's tell this again. 3 years ago today, a protest by whatever people that escalated into violence, supremacists, white supremacists, threats of violence, those speaking out, tell the ATF. I don't know what the hell this is saying. I guess this is a post by Moms Demand Action, but that was a shitty post. Difficult to read. All right, well, so again, I don't really thrive on sitting around here chatting, so nobody's really chatting. I guess we can do something else. This is John Richardson's blog. Let's see what he's saying. Springfield is out, Tucson is in. The new location for the mandatory 2020 annual meeting of members is Tucson. The meeting is mandatory due to the bylaws. An email sent out today with the candidates for the 76th director. The board meeting. Let's see, dear board meeting candidate, the meeting site selection met today for the purpose of deciding on the date of the 2020. The committee unanimously voted on the Lowe's Ventana Canyon Hotel in Tucson. Notice will be published in the NRA magazines. So this is probably, what do you call it, protocol or whatever, like says you have to do it because it's a thing. So I don't know how big of a thing they'll be. Of course, there's a conflict. The second annual Rally for Your Rights. What is this? Also scheduled for Saturday. Is not invented. The NRA has a not invented here mindset for the most part when it comes to 2A activism. This was seen in Richmond. The NRA held a lobby day in the state capitol a week ahead of the long schedule. Why doesn't he say the NRA held a long scheduled lobby day ahead of the, was it really long scheduled VCVL lobby day? I guess the lobby day was long scheduled, yes. Looking over the hotel website, can hold at most 1,000 people. In normal times, it was at the blah, 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 limits gatherings to 50 people. This is a fancy hotel for sure. I have a fully planned to go to the meeting. I had my ticket, and now I'm going to have to do some recalculating. Heck of a lot easier to get to Tucson if you're part of the California than it is for the East folks. Whatever. The international airport. And you're literally that far away, like 16 minutes. It says it's 36 minutes, depending on what time of day you drive. It's 36 minutes from the hotel to the airport. All right, so we got that, but nothing from NRA, I guess. Oh, this is the link to the Rally for Your Rights thing. So this is a stupid ass Facebook thing. Hey, let's do our shit on Facebook. All right. Are you familiar with After Prison Show? What the hell is that? I don't think so. Lurkin, good evening. Well, we were looking at the results of the thing, but nobody's saying anything, and I don't really like sitting here chatting, so we're just looking at the NRA meeting for this year has been rescheduled for Tucson, and the place will be, I don't know, 20 minutes from here that it's going to be held at. And of course, everybody's bitching because the NRA is always wrong, and the members who are the NRA don't have any power ever. And I guess getting to Tucson is a horrible thing. It's better than when it was the, what do you call it, the meeting of the board was going to be in Alaska. Good luck getting to Alaska. One of, I don't know what that is, videos a few weeks ago, he mentioned he's interested in getting his gun rights restored. Might be interested in, or might be interesting. He's interested in getting his rights restored. Might be cool to document it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not interested in that. I'll document it or I'll look at it after, but I'm not getting involved with somebody's legal thing. I barely can pay for my fucking fans that are running right now to keep me from dying. But my votes are down for Ghostbusters and 2 for Indiana Jones. What? Oh, you like Ghostbusters? You like Indiana Jones more than Ghostbusters? I can highlight both of these by clicking on them. Matt might be interested in a dude from prison. and he's got a bigger channel than me. I'm not, I mean, what the fuck? If I do a video, it's going to get 200 views or something. I can put it on the channel with 160,000 subs and it'll get 200 views because nobody pays attention to my shit. Go put it on Matt's channel and it'll get thousands of views. Alright, well, this is super quiet and boring, so I guess we're going to end it. So I don't know, kind of wanted to chat about these. Not that interested, so I can't sit here and talk all day about movies. I've seen them all, I think. But aside from that, put the link out here a couple of times. Nobody's jumping in. Yes. I changed the name of Buckaroo Banzai halfway through because at first I had blah, 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 blah. And then I changed it to Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai. So I think what happened is it got 3 here and then it got 3 with the whole entire name, I think. Or that's the same, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Since they're not different, I don't know if they're the same or if they're 2 identical. So it either got 3 votes or it got 6 votes is the answer. And I don't know if I can. No, I can't. I don't think I can look. This is looking at the answers and seeing. I don't think I can break it down more than that. Oh, did you get that patch I sent? Pink? I was going to look at that the other day to see if it actually got to you. I sent it a while ago. All right, well, we got 42 responses. That's a good number. Yeah, this is super boring. I don't know how people even watch this because this is boring for me to sit here not talking and looking at this bunch of blue bars. So I guess with that, we'll end it. Oh, right on. Well, then he doesn't need views or nothing. Yeah, it's just not my thing, man. I mean, I'm interested in sharing 2A, but something like that is getting into, I don't know. I've never done anything like that. The link to vote would have been this, and this, and then shorten it, and close that out. Now what happened? Oh crap, it went up to, why does it say 45 over here, but only 43 over here? Interesting. So now we're up to Red Dawn still dominating. And now Indiana Jones somehow is competing with Terminator. People are figuring out how to fake it though. Right on, cool. So that's the link to vote. It was a Google form. We made this the other night. You just go to your Google Docs and you create what's called a form, and then that'll look like this. I made it a checkbox as opposed to a drop down or a multiple choice or these other kind of things. And then we tried to come up with all the movies we could think of. There's quite a few from 1984. I gave it the ability to edit. I gave people the ability to edit their picks if they want and choose more than one. And then I said pick 5 and let it go. And then we had it go for a couple of days. And then when we look at the results on this tab, we can see this kind of summary where it shows us a breakdown. Oh, look, things are happening, changed as we were speaking. So it'll show you a breakdown like per answer, I guess, or whatever the responses were. And then I can jump over to this one, which is pretty interesting. And without giving away anybody's personal info, because we didn't gather any personal info, is this the one? I guess it was this one. It'll show us what they answered. So somebody just went in, instead of picking 5, they picked 2, 4, 6, 9. So they picked 9. There's somebody that picked 6. Somebody that picked 5, and so forth. So that's kind of neat. You can kind of see, I don't know what you call that, like analytics, I guess, of it. It looks like I could probably have done even more to it, but this works for what we're doing. And then I figured out tonight that I can click on these numbers for presentation. And if I highlight them, it'll show us which one it's looking at. So it makes a pretty decent way to get information across. Even if you had like just a meeting happening, off air, just between people, you could have this be an anonymous way to vote on something. Oh yeah, no worries, Ben. Feel better? When you're supposed to eat saltines and drink some ginger ale. When they explained your stomach issues. You're welcome. Right on. So now we have 47 and 45. So I guess what happened is maybe somebody went in and responded with not picking any. I don't know. I don't know how it could be different here and here. But I don't think it matters. So I guess with that, I'm going to go get some work done. I'm going to go do some stuff. For me, this is the beginning of the day. So I literally woke up in a puddle of sweat. And it's like hot as shit. And I started opening up doors and stuff. And it was 90 degrees? 100 net probably. Sun, weather. Oh no, Google's weather. So if it's 96 now, an hour ago, it might have been, something above 96. Started opening up the windows, and now it's only 96. It feels like I'm cold right now. I'm literally going to go put on pants, not because I'm getting mosquito bit, but because I'm kind of cold with all these fans blowing. So it's going to go down to 82. So for me, this is, boom, this is the beginning of the day. And I can show you over here on the Instagrams, pretty happy because, boom, $84 electric bill. Suck it. So that's been working. I wasn't sure if it was worth the effort, but definitely worth it because if I had electric going during this part of the day, trying futilely to stay cool, it wouldn't happen. Like, there's no way. I don't have enough like insulation, and I don't even have a cooler. So it would have been, this would be shitty. So I sleep during that part of the day. I work during this part, and this one I try to fall asleep when it's getting hot. But depending on how much coffee or whatever, that's not always a possibility. But anyway, yeah, it worked out. I've been asking people, I guess I just closed it, but I've been asking people what their electric bills are. Because I know a couple of people here in Tucson, and we're probably different because we got to run air conditioning all the time. But people I know in Tucson with families, their electric bills can be $300. So I figure mine at 87 is pretty good. But now I've been chatting with people, asking people from around the country, and most people are paying more than $100 for an electric bill. So I'm pretty stoked that my plan is working here. Let's see. It must have been some barbecue. Exactly. Did that work? Oh, you got your mask on. Nice. So they already have thingies with masks on. Isn't that nice? There's 11 people here. See, it's weird when there's 11 people, but not that many people chatting. I guess it's the frequency of the chat, right? Like if I'm just sitting here being bored and nothing comes up over here, and you can see how often things are coming up over here. It's like you got to juggle. I don't got nothing to juggle. So I got to figure that, and now another lurker came in here. So I got to figure these are some sort of weird lurkers. I know a lot of ladies will come in here, do their business while they're listening to me. And I don't have any idea how long that takes them. But aside from them, like I expect some of the dudes or something would be typing in here. All right, well, so with that, I guess we'll end it. Desperately trying to think of other things to talk about to keep the conversation going. It ain't happening. Can't artificially resuscitate the corpse. We're calling this one over. This is a dead one. So thanks for joining us, and it's a conversation. So jump in or say stuff, and that's a thing. Here's we got some things coming in here. Let's see. We got my electric bill's $129. I don't know where you're at. You're not in Texas. You're like up Midwest somewhere. You're more like me though. You don't have a bunch of kids turning on lights all the time and doing stuff. So that's not bad. And I don't know. I probably run more computers than you, but I don't know. Because I don't have, well, I do got one extra monitor running. If I got everything running, I got 2 computers and 2 monitors running. And I don't do that all the time. I can't do that all the time in July. It's too fucking hot. Like I figured out that I had closed, I was doing something. I was laying down. I didn't really want to fall asleep. I just wanted to lay down. And so I closed my laptop, this one that I'm working on, and went in there and laid down. And then I came in here to get something to drink, and I didn't turn off the laptop. I just shut it halfway off or something. So anyway, long story short is it was still cooking. Like it was still hot as fuck. And when you close a laptop and it's cooking, that's not good for it. You know, it's like keeping the heat in and everything. So anyway, I basically left a toaster oven running when I had my laptop running earlier, but normally I turn all that crap off. Let's see, 200 AC at 73. Oh man, that would be amazing. 2,100 square foot ranch. Damn, that's not bad. So you've got big, thick bricks. That's the thing. I don't know if I had a good roof, like if I went up and added an inch of foam to my roof, which I could totally do, it wouldn't cost that much money. And then in the grand scheme of things, and then put a new roof on that's completely white, some kind of reflective white roof up there, and then ran AC or something in here, I am pretty sure my bricks would get all cool, and you know I would be able to keep it at temp relatively easy. And I think the best way to do it is keep the whole house like that, so that you don't like open a door and you have to have fans turn on and stuff. Anyway, that's pretty good. Oh, California electric bill is easy $200 or $300. That's crazy. Again, if that's for a family or something, I can understand it. But I know people with 2 people and just a dumb house, like a dumb designed house, and they're paying $300 for electric, and that's mostly air conditioner because they don't run any computers. They run a TV or something probably. 2 PCs, TV runs 24/7 for the dogs. AC runs 24/7. I never really run nothing for her, but she's here listening to me talk or swear at shit or whatever. What's your electricity price? Oh, I have no idea what the price is. But the thing is, I do run it at night like this. Because like I barely turned all my lights on whenever the show started 40 minutes ago. It was dark. Like I have 1 or 2 fans just moving air around, like ceiling fans. But during the day when the power is the most expensive, I don't run nothing. That's the other way I'm saving money, because I don't even turn my stuff on until nighttime when the rates go down. So that's definitely a part of it. Solar, nah, I just can't afford to buy solar, but eventually I would, I think. If I get to the point where other bills go down, then I would probably start investing in solar. I've thought about, I've seen a thing on probably YouTube or someplace where, you know, the freezers that are, I don't know what they call them, but they open from the top. They're about as high as your waist, and then you kind of reach down into them. Those kind of freezers. Those are the most economical freezer because they keep all the cold in there, and they only barely have to run ever. So you can modify one of those to be a refrigerator, and then run that off of solar. And I think that would at least pull my refrigerator off of it. And I don't know if I could do that or not, because I have an ice maker, not the fancy door kind, but I have a water pipe piped over to it, and it just, whenever the little lever goes down, it makes ice. That's super handy. Like, I don't think I'd want a refrigerator that didn't do that. But I don't know, for the rest of the shit, lights and stuff, I bet you solar would work. The thing is the stupid ass batteries. Now, what I might be able to do in Arizona is set up solar, have solar panels on my roof, push an electric into the system during the day, and then just use the system at night, not have batteries at all. Just get paid to push the, what's that called, the meter the other way. I might think about something like that. And if it's that easy where I don't have to buy batteries, I can just get solar and kind of, what's that called, like push the bill, move the bill. I would definitely do that. The thing is, in Tucson, we also have some sort of scam where if you deal with the right people, they will install everything for nothing and give you a paycheck. And what you're really doing is giving them all your electric, and they're keeping a cut. I don't know how, it's a scam, but you basically coat your roof in solar and you just start getting a check. And it's not the best money, like you get more money if you did it yourself, but it gets you going and you start making a check right off the bat. I think that's how it works. I replaced AC R48 insulation in the attic. Holy moly. New windows, 3 kids with electronics, 2 adults working on a PC. I looked at solar and Tesla battery wall. I'd get a battery wall. That'd be pretty neat. But yeah, that's pretty good. R48. Nice. The region matters. 2 ACs run 24/7, but we have natural gas. Can't remember ever paying more than 120. Winter without AC is 80 or less. Right on. So natural gas, that ain't gonna do shit for computers and AC though. You don't have a natural gas AC. So it won't make money, but it will tend to save money over long term. Power walls for emergencies more than savings. I don't know. Like, I'm in Arizona, man, so I think we get something like 300 days of sun. I think we can make, you can make money on solar here. Like I say, it's just a matter of investing or something. Ovens drivers. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. So here it's a gas heat furnace. So that's your AC. I guess, what do you got to do in an AC? You got to make things hot normally you make them hot by compressing them. I guess you could make them hot in some sort of a chamber with gas. All right, I guess it's technically possible to have a gas AC. Pushing solar there. Well, once they get solar, what do you call, without the glass, and it's more of the roof tiles or whatever, when they're less of glass and more just like they just look like some material, I think that's when we'll see some benefits of that, but I'm not really paying attention. I don't know how far they've got with that kind of stuff. I kept us going for a little bit, but yeah, thanks for the people that had been lurking that jumped out. Like I say, I'm not trying to do nothing too fancy. I got an idea though the other day on how to do the Daily Gun Show daytime show, and I think it's going to work. So it's been something I've been wanting to do for a while, is do a daytime, like a 20-minute show, and I'll do that on the big channel. And it'll incorporate the stuff I had been doing, some of my other projects, incorporate them all together. I think I figured out a way to do that that's manageable, that works. And then that show will be sort of on autopilot. That'll be created and it'll happen. And then this show will be the live show that accompanies it or whatever. So we'll see if that brings a couple of things, more people in, but also gives this show more direction. Because I understand that if you just do a show every night with no topic, that's not the same as what other people are doing. So you can't expect everybody to just show up and understand, mix with the jive or whatever. But eventually we'll get to that again. It would be neat to have some overnight hangouts or whatever, night crew or night shift or whatever you call people, stay up all night, are available to chat. Georgia has cheap electric, so solar is a vanity New York and California, and why solar makes sense. I don't know. I think it'll change as soon as they come up with some next level of tech. It'll be like, oh, if you add water, then this makes this way cheaper. And then everybody will be like, duh. And then, we could have solar everywhere 5 minutes later, especially once those electric trucks start running around. Those things are going to be awesome. I got to see one of them drive around in the video the other day. That's going to be. So I think more and more people are going to want to have all those trucks be solar, just to get rid of the old-fashioned trucks. Take an old mine or something and use that to be a giant storage battery. It'd be interesting. Fill it with some sort of like salt water. Fill all those tunnels with salt water and use some sort of like differential or something to create a charge. Is there geothermal in our area? No, I don't think so. We don't have any kind of stuff like that. Lava or anything coming to the surface, or I think there might be some hot springs somewhere around here in Arizona, but solar is our thing. I just seen a thing. Who posted the thing about the solar 3D printer? I think that was Honda. Holy crap. There's a solar 3D printer where they just take a TV screen lens and put it on a set of, robot, and then instead of a laser zapping things on a 3D print, it's sun melting sand. So you just keep throwing like a layer of sand out and it just keeps melting. It's amazing. And you come out with like gold or solid glass sculptures. I'm sure in 5 minutes they're going to be making houses that way. You just go to some sandy area, desert or a beach, and you just set this thing down and it's solar powered and it'll just crank itself around for a couple hours. And when you're all done, you'll have like a glass house or a shit ton of glass bricks or something. Really, really, really cool. Down to talk about civil disobedience and revolution? I guess so. I'm down for most every topics. I don't know if we'll agree, but yeah. Wouldn't it take millions of gallons of salt water to fill out copper mines? I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe you just fill them up with water, and then all the copper turns into some kind of Kubrick solution that creates charge. I don't know. I'm just saying there might be something that we don't even realize. Maybe you can just flood a couple of the old dumps. Find a couple of garbage dumps, flood them, stick some probes in there. We might get charge out of that. Right on. So thanks for joining, and we'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, I'm kind of waiting on some emails too, so I guess I'm a little distracted from what we're chatting about here, and I can't open up my emails while I got my screen share. So with that, I think we had a little bit of a more chat going here. That brought us up to an hour. There's 13 people, so I don't know. I guess we don't have to do it. But nobody's jumping in here. I feel like I can't drink nothing and can't take a pause, so I'm just uncomfortable. So you just get a break like that, I guess. Going back through the comments here. See, it's even worse when I unscreen share because then you don't even know what I'm looking at. But yeah, I don't know what else to talk about. Like I say, I don't really bring a bunch of topics to the show except for our what is this? Why is it emailing me the responses? That's weird. All right. Well, I checked what I needed to check. So, I don't know. With that, I guess we'll get around to finally ending it. So thank you everybody for showing up, and whoever voted on the thing, let me refresh over here. We've got something like 46 responses. Red Dawn is definitely the winner. Terminator still wins. Somehow Indiana Jones came up probably with a bunch of fake votes and got to 50%. What? What is that 50%? 50% of what? That makes no sense because there's way more than 100% here. So I don't know what these percentages are. But anyway, it got up to 23 votes, which beat out everything except for Terminator at 24 and, of course, Red Dawn at 33. All right, well, so with that, we'll end it, and we will be back to pick you up later.